This is Mustache on Music, and from Boy and Bear is
Dave Syme.
How you doing today? Nice weather.
Very well, nice to see you. It's a beautiful day, yeah.
Thanks for joining me. So you guys have been touring quite a lot.
We have.
And this summer you've played a couple festivals, and you're going to play a few more.
Yeah.
I saw.
Yeah.
Did you have any favorites, or you're looking forward to any?
Well, it's actually this whole year is a real new chapter for us because we put out a new record in the States and Canada back in January, and it's been amazing to actually be able to get over here and do all this touring. So a lot of it's new territory for us, new experiences, cities we've never been to before, and festivals like today, and the Winnipeg Folk Festival coming up in a couple of weeks we've just never been to before. And so I guess the whole thing's pretty exciting for us at the moment. It's a whole new adventure.
That's awesome. Has there been any summer festivals can be a whole lot different than indoor pub shows or smaller rooms. How have you adjusted to that?
Well, I think we back in Australia we sort of have played a whole lot of festivals. We've been on the festival circuit there for a few years.
Okay.
So we kind of have a show that we feel really works for festivals. So I guess we've kind of already got that sort of experience. So it's not a totally new thing. But I think generally the main difference from a club gig to a festival gig is, I guess, the festiveness of a whole lot of other bands and a bunch of people seeing bands that they've never seen before, as well as the bands that we're sort of going to see. So I think it can be really exciting because you get new audiences and we get to see a lot of other bands. And
has there been any bands that you've seen so far that you've really enjoyed?
Well, we just played a newish festival down in Dover, Delaware in the States called Firefly.
Yeah.
Apparently it's been around about 3 years. It's a great festival, highly recommended, but we got to see Beck, which was pretty amazing. We all just have been listening to his new record that he put out in March, and so we got to play before him and got to stick around and check that out, which was amazing.
Okay. With your set, how would you rate it on a scale of mustaches?
We have one really, really nice mustache in the band, and that's care of Mr. David Hosking. A lovely singer and acoustic guitar player. So he's got a pretty good moustache. I see you've got a pretty good one.
Yeah, it's not quite to its full masterpiece. It was. It was curled out a couple months ago. I had a terrible accident where I don't know how to explain it, but I was trimming the one side. Yeah. It got shorter than this side, so I just kept going up. It just kept going, and finally I was just like, I had to get rid of it and start a new one. So. Well,
Mr. Hosking's got a nice little one. It's come to about here.
Keep an eye out for it.
I think you'll like it. He likes to manicure it regularly.
I've seen some photos. It's a pretty solid mustache. So, you've just put up a couple New Zealand shows.
We did.
In September.
September, yeah.
So, and it's been a couple years since you've been to New Zealand?
Yeah, well, the band hasn't played in New Zealand yet for a couple of years, and this will be the first time for this record.
Does that have anything to do? I hear there's a big Australia, New Zealand sort of feud. You guys don't like each other.
I think it's a little bit like the US and Canada. There's just a nice competitive attitude.
Okay.
Especially within the sporting world. Within the music world, it's not like that. But New Zealand's obviously our neighbouring country. It's kind of like it's a 3 to 4 hour flight.
Okay.
But surprisingly, we don't go there very often. It's a very small country, population of about 4 million in the whole country, which is quite small. Yeah. But we're really looking forward to going there in September. We're doing a capital city tour in Australia in September, which means just doing all the main cities. Okay. Doing some nice theatres and things like that. And so we're going to go to New Zealand then. And
you had filmed your music video there?
Yeah, for Southern Sun in a beautiful town called Queenstown, which is in the South Island, and it's actually it's sort of like Canada in some ways. It's really beautiful mountains, and it's a real winter city, lots of snow. So we were up in the mountains there. It was mind blowing. Okay. Really beautiful scenery. Yeah, New Zealand's a really, really pretty country.
If I've learned anything from Lord of the Rings,
that's right. A lot of it was shot around where we did the gig, actually.
Awesome.
Coincidentally.
And so if you could have any mustache, what kind of mustache would you have?
Well, I did have a mustache for a while, and I used to get picked up at the airport because I looked like a Colombian drug lord. So, I really have no choice. I just have to have the drug lord moustache.
The drug lord, yeah. You get searched every time you go in.
Pretty much.
Oh, wow. Is there any bands that you're listening to in particular right now that you're finding a lot of inspiration in?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of the latest sort of new albums that I bought in the last few months. I did buy the Beck record, which was pretty amazing. I've always been a big fan of his records, and it's been nice to hear him put out a new release again. The two most recent albums I bought, I bought Lana Del Rey's new record.
Okay.
Which is something I like to sometimes try listening to really different things, or something that I don't know much about, so I'm enjoying listening to her album. And in the band we were listening to the new War on Drugs album.
Okay.
Which also came out sort of recently, and yeah, so a combination of things.
Yeah, a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So I was reading you got your name from a name generator.
Pretty much.
Is that just an excuse? You guys just really like Winnie the Pooh? That's like.
Pretty much. I think there was a time when like a name, was sort of going around that wasn't just set in stone. Something had to be a little bit more firm because we had some stuff happening, and then there was already a bunch of words and ideas out there, and on the internet, I guess these days you can just check to see, because so many bands and so many names out there.
Yeah.
You can start to sort of check to see whether something has been used or not, and so we sort of used a bit of a service, and it popped it back out. That's Boy and Bear. So sort of stuck with us. And
yeah, it's a pretty good name. It's
oh, cool.
It's different. It's unique, which I guess fits your sound pretty well too. It's like a unique sort of sound. So, well, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to me. I look forward to listening to you.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy the show.
Yeah,
it's really nice to be here, and we love being in Canada, and looking forward to a few more dates here as the year goes on. So.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you very much.